The story so far. Jake Rivers is some unassuming guy who keeps getting attacked by people who think he's a Nazi because I really don't know. He's very strong, and strong. And he's just heard a mysterious voice. And of course it's an attractive white woman. Something breasts.
Jake does an ocular pat down, probably a bit of an ocular fondle, and determines that she's not a threat. But she could be, because a woman that hot could kill a man before he's done thinking how hot she is.
They talk a bit, and it's revealed that the Antifa are a vigilante patrol unit who go around confronting any suspected fascists. You know, the Antifa police. Anyway, who's this breasty lady?
Dr. Natalie Burke, Professor of Criminal Justice.
Oh, Burke! I get it. I think we'll be ogling more of her later.
Jake charms her with original contemporary jokes such as the implication that heterosexuality is seen as evil and something about trivializing mental illness.
And of course she's all over him because pretty 30-something women with social science doctorates just love army brats. The Johnstone books clearly aim for a demographic who would want to be like Jake. A 6'4", 250-pound, smart-mouthed, buzz-cut alpha male who's obviously better than everyone. But they've made him relatable in that he doesn't have any friends or understanding of society. Jake returns to his room. It's been a long day.
And to the anti-capitalist textbook. He almost wished he was getting hit by lead pipes instead. It might not hurt his brain as much.
Dude, it's alright to be bad at reading. Get someone on YouTube to read it for you.
So there's something about Jake's altercation becoming national headline news with every publication condemning him, but then they quickly give up on that plot thread. There's a bit more flirting with Natalie that reveals how the author almost understands what a microaggression is, but not quite.
And now he's been summoned to the college president.
On the walls of his office are pictures of the president shaking hands with different kinds of Democrats, none of them white and or male. But President Peltier was white and or male.
What a hypocrite.
And it's not long before Jake and Peltier are facing off over political principles.
I guess you could call him a political principle.
I find your attitude and actions repellent and reprehensible, young man. Calvin College is supposed to be a haven of learning for all students, regardless of ethnicity, national origin, gender, lifestyle, or philosophy. This entire campus is a safe space. And then you come in here with your far-right, nationalist, patriarchal, sexist, bigoted, supremacist leanings.
Just throw in every adjective you can think of.
And make our entire student body and faculty extremely uncomfortable. Peltier is ridiculously open about his agenda, saying that Jake's beliefs are oppressive and unacceptable, and that he's not correct thinking like the other students. Aha, Jake does have some prior offenses on campus that Peltier describes as wild-eyed raving. This turns out to be dissenting Keynesian economics and telling someone all lives matter.
You see, the liberal standpoint is that not all lives matter. Don't you remember the hashtag?
Even Peltier, Jake's nemesis, accidentally gives him gushing praise.
Jake bounces back to Natalie.
There's a bit here about scarlet letters.
Jake's been branded a racist, sexist, bigot, and a homophobe. He does a lot of dwelling on when he's called these things, but not why he's called these things.
Natalie points out that he forgot C for cis-het. That's what they used to call straight. That's right.
Oh, curse these newfangled scientifically accurate terms!
The following 5 paragraphs over-explain why Jake didn't happen to have a gun in his hand at that very moment, and now you get to hear them. Jake didn't much like going out without being armed.
Sounds like a lovely guy.
Calton College had the right to prohibit carrying weapons of all kinds. Public universities had to abide by the law of the state of Texas that allowed citizens to bear arms. The news media and the left had freaked out over that legislation, shrieking that the colleges and universities were going to become the site of frequent bloody shootouts. Of course, that hadn't happened.
And it doesn't happen in America, does it?
Just like global warming hasn't happened. The goddamn nanny state thinks that people carrying weapons around all the time openly might be some kind of danger to children. Imagine that.
I don't want to imagine that. I don't even have to. I could just watch the news twice a month.
Jake continued concealed carrying, even where it was against the law, even though he can clearly beat up several armed people at once anyway. He also had several lethal knives he loved to carry. In the olden days, men carried knives everywhere, until the rise of the goddamn nanny state. Jake had a couple of guns in his dorm room. They weren't supposed to be there, but he wanted them there. He did decide that the guns were inappropriate for a date, and instead took a knife. And here, on page 84, is the book's first convincing allusion to social justice. Natalie figures out that Jake has come to Calton using the funds of his very rich grandfather, and points out that people who have more wealth and power are treated differently. Some people, who are obsessed with trying to make everything in the world fair, don't like that. But there's nothing they can do about it.
So they should stop trying? I've got to say, I've read some synopses, and Johnstone books always have a duplicitous woman in.
And Natalie is clearly mining Jake for information here. Natalie happens to mention social media, and Jake immediately pipes in with a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
You know Macbeth was on about life, right? Not Tumblr.
Natalie serves up anecdotes of her clashes with the professionally outraged. More than once she's made some so-called microaggression against black students or gay students or Muslim students.
So-called. Multiple instances of interpreted prejudice, and she never thinks to check herself.
Natalie tops off her anecdote stream by saying that the offended people always pitch a hissy fit and demand safe spaces. Jake has a good reference for that. Audie Murphy. Audie Murphy's safe space was behind a gun.
What he's referencing here is an image macro from social media.
Natalie is ridiculously gushing in her praise for Jake. He's a warrior and a philosopher. He's quiet-spoken and gentle, and yet he's ready to fight for justice. Like a warrior monk. Oh my god, the kissing. It was a good kiss, but with the natural restraint of a first kiss, it definitely held the potential for more.
I hope every kiss in the book is reviewed like this. At this point, I'm wondering how Jake's been outside so long without being assaulted by Antifa. Oh, here they are.
This book never misses a chance to compliment Jake's combat aptitude. He whirled to face the shadowy figures. No more than a shaved instant of time had passed since his keen ears picked up the first warning sounds.
He does take damage, but when he deals damage, it's always pointed out that if he wanted to, he could have killed this person.
Okay, here comes the knife. The book makes sure to point out that the knife met resistance more than once, but each time it cut through whatever it encountered. Yeah, because it's a knife. During this fight, the logical part of Jake's brain activates and reminds him that the odds are against him. Not in terms of fighting several people at once. He was more worried about the legal consequences of killing someone. He might be found guilty of being a conservative. And, oh yeah, of murder as well.
So he says to his myriad attackers,
"Back off. I don't want to hurt anybody." "Too late," one of them said. "You've already cut us up, you son of a bitch. You'll have to pay for that."
And again, the police show up, and the crippled, incompetent Antifa manage to flee before they can be apprehended or even noticed. Jake's taken in by Chief McRaney once again.
"I know you, Jake. You play by your own rules and figure you can take care of yourself. Look, Jake, I'm not trying to give you trouble. I'm just saying that you can only break so many rules in life before it starts to catch up with you. Just be careful. That's all."
"I always am, Chief."
This is getting repetitive. This is his third post-fight talk with an authority figure. Luckily, the next chapter brings in another perspective. Antifa's perspective. You can hear that next time.